Good afternoon. It's Thursday, 1 o'clock Central Time. I just noticed I don't have my name on here. My name's John Shank. I'm from Deerwood Realty, and we're going to do a live stream. We do it every week, 1 o'clock. We'll have to figure out the mountain time in a minute. Theme for today, there's two. One, we're going to talk about some uncomfortable topics today. Sometimes I wonder if it's better just not say anything, or if you should say something. I don't know. I don't really feel like our audience is going to turn on us too much since there's like 10 of us here on a good day. So that's not going to be a problem. But I do worry about down the road, somebody, looking through all my live streams and all the video and just, putting together a montage of hate. That would be bad. And then the other thing, when you do a live stream, it's kind of fun mentally. You can get nervous. And one of the things that I've noticed, I actually watch my live streams afterwards, and I've noticed that I have a problem with the word like. I must say 100 times in a stream. So we're going to have, did you see the like there? We're going to have some fun going forward, and we're going to try and teach me not to say like every single other word. I've never been to California. I don't know. And I say, there was a time when there was like dude and like all these things. I don't even think people in California do that now. I'm showing my age. So with that wonderful introduction, we've got a good show. A lot of things. You ever wonder about starter homes? Why there aren't starter homes? We've got an answer. Oh, we've got panhandling. Who doesn't want to talk about panhandling? Scottsdale is going to be big today. And then the first topic is going to be something that's kind of goes to my heart. And that's why we're going to talk about it. So with that, I'm going to bring in my friend and fellow agent, Mike, out of Scottsdale. Since we're talking about Scottsdale, it's going to be good. Hi, Mike.
Hey, John. How are you?
Oh, no. No good. It was weird. We got a delay there, but you're good now, I think.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect now. Thank you. Good. So how are you?
I'm excellent. Busy week. These weeks go by quickly.
Do you want to tell people your I don't know what to call it, your diet setup right now?
My diet? I've got about 7 hours left on a 72-hour fast. Yes. So I get to eat this evening.
And it's quarterly. Is that what you?
I try and do it quarterly. Sometimes it's every other month. It depends. I don't always complete it, but it just makes me feel good.
I feel like we're going to kill a couple hours here. It's going to get you even closer.
Keep me busy.
Yes. And I have never been able to fast. It's just not my thing.
It's not easy.
Well, I was going to ask, have you ever been maybe sick to your stomach for a long time and then all of a sudden you don't want to eat because you're just like, oh. Yeah. Is that where you're at right now?
No, I feel great. Day 3 is awesome. Your energy, you're cleaned out, your hormone levels deep. I'm not a doctor, but
no, right.
Day 2 is tough.
Day 2 is tough.
I start at 5 in the evening.
Okay.
That way I just sleep the first, I go to bed at 7, 8 o'clock and just sleep at first. And then it's kind of like you wake up and you're not fully committed till the next day. Then you go to bed and day 2 is tough. Okay. But day 3, I feel like I can go a week.
Now, you drink water though, that right? It's a water
and black coffee.
Water and black coffee.
Anything that doesn't boost your sugar or insulin,
right.
I guess.
And what is the word for the cells regenerating? What's that called?
Wow, I just lost it. I had it a second ago.
I can spell it, but I've never been able to say it. It's AUTO.
Autophagy.
Yes, I don't want to say the word. It's
Autophagy.
So you'll be like, see, there's the like. You'll be like resetting your cells.
Theoretically cleans out the bad cells and builds new ones.
Man.
If it does or not, I don't know. But
do you do your exercises? Like, do you go walking and biking and all that stuff?
Yep. Still work out. Still everything else is normal.
Wow.
So, I did get I buy one of those diabetic finger pricks to check your insulin. If I start feeling kind of, I'm not diabetic, but if I start feeling diabetic, then I stop and I eat, but just monitor a little bit. It feels good. It really feels good. And
then
lost 10 pounds in 3 days so far, but that'll come back tomorrow.
Right. It's all water weight, they say.
It's all water weight. Right.
Yeah. Then you have a hyperbaric chamber in your home?
Yeah. You saw that. We do. Part of my wife's a chiropractor, and part of her office, we opened the office next door. We had a hyperbaric center 15 years ago, and kept one of the units, and it's great.
Did you do it to like as the start of your fast? Was that the thinking there, or it just was a random day and you figured might as well jump?
Just a random day. I usually go in once or twice a week, and
like not medical advice, obviously, but do you feel better? Do you feel better afterwards?
I do. I absolutely do. So just anything we can do, right, to keep up with the young ones these days.
Well, I'm trying to. It's a very interesting space, the health and nutrition.
Yes. It's such a business.
It is, and the marketing's changed over time. Mm-hmm. We used to have experts tell us what's to do, and then they kind of like the food pyramid was my black pill moment. The food pyramid. Yeah. When I was in school, like they were like, "Hey, dude, if you just eat some pepperoni pizza, that's got all the things you need in it."
It does.
I was like, really?
So does chocolate cake.
Really?
Right.
And then I was a runner, believe it or not. I was a runner. And so you want a big old carbohydrate, spaghetti meal before you go out there and run. And then it all just kind of changed. I do remember no fat. Do you remember no fat?
I remember that.
Fat is bad for you.
But now we need it for our neural function.
Right. And so eggs have been bad and good in my lifetime.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's almost a moving target, your health.
It really is.
And so many people, like something might happen to them, like not in a good way, like medically, and that kind of makes them see the light.
Yeah.
Some people have this philosophy, like if they take care of themselves their whole lives, then maybe at the end they won't have so much problems.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We were just talking about that, my wife and I, and she's a doctor, and if you did everything right, would you live longer?
Exactly.
I don't know.
And that's where I'm at is, so I go down to parts of St. Louis that are not friendly. Okay. And something happens to me, but I have the best diet in the world.
Right.
Or those like a Waymo machine, like car, it drives me into a lake.
Right.
My diet didn't help me.
No.
So there is something about, and it's you get this, like somebody smoked all their life and they outlived their doctor. That's always been one of the ones.
Right. With the shot of whiskey and the smoking.
Right. Black coffee and cigarettes. I don't think people realize what it was like growing up with cigarettes and black coffee.
At the airplane?
I hate coffee smell.
Really?
My parents, two of those 10-cup like Folgers or Mr. Coffee glass carafes in the morning when I was growing up. So I'd wake up and you would just smell, it was stale and burnt, and they still drank it because they liked it. Yeah. And to me, it was just revolting.
I drink it all day long.
Well, I'm so happy for everyone but
I get it. I understand that.
But there was a time when your health had nothing to do with your job. They didn't tie the two together. Yeah. No. So like if you were a farmer, right, they'd put you out there in the field and you just work. Yeah. And we're doing like ergonomics. The idea of a padded seat on a tractor would just be like, what?
Right. The old metal John Deere seat.
Right. And, if you watch that movie, Dirty Harry, if you watch Clint Eastwood, that's not a healthy lifestyle.
No.
No. But he didn't he would not have called in sick. He would have rather died.
Right. It's just I don't know. Generation.
If you look at old NASCAR drivers, one fellow would smoke in between the cautions.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
sponsored by Winston.
Yes. And it's just the world has changed in so many ways. And it's just hard to kind of know which way to go.
Right. And I agree 100%. I just, if you feel good, go ahead. And you saw the cookies. I eat a lot of cookies.
Yeah.
My diet is not perfect at all.
No. And when I wake up in the morning and feel like I've been hit by a train.
I do. I
didn't feel that way when I was 20, but now. So I get it. I just think there's so much more to learn. Okay.
Yeah.
Like we're in like inning 1 of science.
We don't know anything. We don't know the truth. We don't know.
No.
We don't know anything.
It's crazy.
Right.
Just crazy.
Right.
So,
but it's fun.
Thank you for going along with me along that tour.
I didn't know that was coming.
I know. It's kind of
most
fun.
Unscripted.
It's kind of fun to ambush you whenever I get a chance.
I'm an open book.
I wanted to talk about something that bothers me internally, and that is, I'll frame it. The story is this: I was dealing with a closing. Everything was going well. I was representing the seller. The buyers were great. Buyer's agent was great. No complaints whatsoever. A day before the house was open for showings, so active but not able to be shown yet, a storm came through the neighborhood, knocked a tree down. Okay, and my seller was like, should we take it off the market? I mean, no, it's fine. It's a little tree. She's like, but it's in all the listing pictures. People are going to expect a tree to be there. And I said, well, they're going to be disappointed when they go. Okay. But no one that I know is buying a house because of a tree. No. Cactus maybe, because apparently
maybe if it's beautiful.
Yeah. But one tree isn't gonna that whole story last week made it confusing too. Somebody was very upset about their tree. But I can understand. You drive, you pull up to your driveway and there's no tree. And there was a tree. And you didn't order that.
The offer? When they made the offer?
Well, so in this case, that was last week when we had that tree bandit. Do you remember the tree bandit?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So for my offer, I was not hiding the fact there was no tree. Right. And I also didn't disclose there's no tree because I'm not going to do that.
It's not
you automatically, if you're a buyer's agent and you come at me before you even write an offer with, I didn't disclose a tree that fell down, an ornamental, my seller's probably not going to pick you.
No.
So
we've got to work together.
Yeah. You're already giving off bad vibes. Anyway, my seller's great. Buyers are great. 3 days before closing, buyer says, hey, were you going to put the tree back? And I said, funny you should mention that. It's August in St. Louis.
Right.
If we try to plant a tree today, it'll be dead. Yep. Plus, the buyers, this is going to be their house. They should have the option of whatever tree they want.
Yeah.
How about we give you a credit? Very clean. I'll give you credit for $500. Now, I don't know what it costs to plant a tree. I never get I don't have the luxury of having someone plant a tree for me. If I need to plant a tree, I have to go to the hardware store, get the tree, and plant it myself. I use a shovel.
I enjoy it.
I have no idea what they cost. Okay.
Right.
But $500 seemed like good enough to me. Buyers seem to be happy with it. And so buyer's agent writes up this amendment and says, seller agrees to credit buyer $500 for a tree replacement.
Great.
Okay. My seller sells it, or my seller signs it, and we're off to the races.
You put the word tree credit in?
I did not. I was not in I got the amendment. I did not write the amendment, but I got the amendment. And it's a tree. It's $500.
Yeah.
House is more than $500. So we're fine.
Right.
I get this angry email forwarded to me from my title company, from the lender for the buyer. We cannot. This is the worst. How could you? This has to be a seller credit. This has to be a concession.
Seller concession instead of concession for tree.
Right. Can't have the word tree in there.
Okay.
So my thing is for a tree. Okay? That's the intent. I don't care what you do with the money. You could buy fireworks with it. Don't care. Okay?
Right.
I don't like to make stuff up.
No.
I don't want to change. I don't want to change the amendment. I don't. It's stupid.
Yep.
Like way up there stupid. And so I got caught in a spot where it's like, you either close on this deal or you don't. And so I have to sit there as myself and say, I cannot obstruct a deal just because something's stupid.
Right. You have to move it along.
And it's someone could argue, hey, it's your judgment. It's really, really smart, actually. I don't really care. I don't care for that argument. I don't think it's unreasonable. Why do we make this assumption? I don't understand. Here's one I do understand. You used to not be able to, anything that you included with the house, you'd have to say worth no monetary value.
Right.
And I accept that because, I accepted that because, a Thermador stove is different than a Whirlpool from 1974.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Refrigerator, patio furniture, whatever.
Yeah. But a concession, as long as it complies with the loan, like, you can only have so many concessions, or it used to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow Did you notice how they managed to just absolutely drive right around the fact that they're making concessions? Did you notice how they just drove right around that and pretended that that's not the same? Even though the rule is that they are, they said, oh, no, we didn't mean it that way. Which tells you how stupid this is.
The lender. On the lender side.
Yeah.
That's
so
a little backwards.
Yeah. And so I'm stuck in a spot where I did something I didn't want to do. I allowed the guy to rewrite the amendment for a seller concession for $500. No tree mentioned. But I feel like we've gotten smart enough as a society, though, that we could line item any single thing we wanted to in a house and put it on there. What difference does it make? To me, what difference does it make?
Yeah. I'd like to keep them kind of vague. I don't like to say what it's for necessarily.
I get that. I don't like the way it was written. But I don't like hiding what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And to me, that seems like what I did.
I had this conversation yesterday. There was a property special financing, and I told my buyer client, I said, special financing, what does that mean? We worked through it. It's a long story, but special financing. Okay.
So is the seller going to finance?
No, and it wasn't seller financing. It was special financing if you use their lender.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a fascinating problem.
Yeah,
for down the road.
We stopped there.
Let's put a mental bookmark on special financing in certain situations that seems off-putting.
Yeah.
So you would have, if you were in my situation, you would have done the same thing. You would have said, okay, well, I'll just tell my seller that everyone's dumb and just go and be done with it.
I would have to keep it moving along. I wouldn't have liked to, but to keep it, I don't want, like you said, I don't want to get in the middle of a deal.
It's insulting to the parties. I know these people, they were all professionals. They were not stupid. And we were all looking at this from the perspective of, this is dumb.
Do you know the lender? Ever worked with the lender before?
I know that if my lender would have done the same thing, I would have acquiesced. So I don't.
Right. Yeah.
It just, to me, irritated me.
And sometimes, through the deal, somebody likes to make a statement.
It seemed that way. It seemed like some lender was just like, I'm going to poke at you. Things have gone too well.
But they're holding the purse strings.
They are.
It's unfortunate.
It just seems odd to me that they're not going to be able to package that deal.
Because of the tree.
They're not going to be able to bundle that one because of the tree.
Right. And most borrowers don't even know that that's going to be bundled and go. It's the borrower's.
100%.
Or the seller. The seller 100%. Doesn't care. Give me my money.
Yes.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. I just don't like doing that. I don't like changing things that are accurate.
Right. I agree. Keep it simple, straightforward. The more changes,
now,
comma.
We've talked about this a little bit, but if somebody wants to buy stuff, like Sam representing the seller, if someone wants to buy personal property, I'm fine with you buy it just on a bill of sale. That's how we've done it here. Is that how you do it there?
Yep, exactly. I always say I don't sell furniture, but I'll help you with the bill of sale.
And I'm trying to figure out with the way things are there, some people would actually buy a home as like a vacation destination or like a snowbird, I'm guessing.
Furnished.
And so I was wondering, does that sometimes just go with the house?
Right.
And then is that announced in the listing that all furniture goes with
furnished, it? All furnished. Usually there's an itemized thing of what's there, what's not. Sometimes it'll be all furniture except this chandelier. We get a lot of that, which I don't know why. This chandelier does not go with the house.
Okay. And so now that's given to you before you write an offer. Is that correct?
It's usually in the listing. Yes,
in the listing. Okay. And so once it is in the listing, is it commonplace for everyone to agree that that's true? Or do you then again have to write it into the listing to make it true?
You have to write it on the contract.
Interesting. So do you just write it? Do you write like this sheet is part of this agreement? Is that how you do it?
It's an additional addendum page.
Where you list everything?
Contract. I include it. I say C. In the comments in the end, I put C attached.
Addendum is what we used to call it.
Addendum, yeah. A CD attached addendum.
Yeah. Oh, and you do that with your offer?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Do you ever write stuff in there that's not?
That's not, that they don't say is included?
Yeah.
If my buyers want it.
I mean, that's where I'm at too. It doesn't hurt to ask. No. It doesn't. If they don't like it, they can certainly come back with a counter that's like, no.
Sometimes I like to save that as a negotiating point.
Yeah, and then you're negotiating a refrigerator, and you don't want to do that.
Right. You're right.
Yeah.
If it's like is it a $5,000 patio furniture set?
Well, that's
a great negotiation.
So help me just with my Arizona situation. If you told me one time that the patio furniture can be expensive.
Very.
And
the wrought iron, the big cushions.
And the UV like takes everything out within a matter of years.
Yep.
But it's not how much do you think what would be a common number $3,000 or am I?
Well, it's a wide range. You can go to Home Depot and pay 500, but you can 5, 10, 20,000.
Okay. So it's got that one umbrella that's cantilevered.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. The wrought iron, good quality patio furniture is ridiculous.
Interesting.
Cushion. We replaced our cushions, $2,500.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous.
Does it cool down at night enough to where you can go out there without being miserable?
I go outside all day long.
Yes.
All year long. But I'm a little different.
I think we've learned that.
If you're in the shade and you have a breeze.
In the dark, I'm thinking. Can you go out there? 80 like sometimes I've heard that deserts are cold at night.
It can get cold at night. If you get out in the desert, it can get cold.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
For sure. So
we'll
have to have you out sometime.
That I'm going to get out there. I've made it a thing now.
Good.
So that leads into our next topic. Let's do that.
Interesting. You wanted to talk about this.
Yes. Yeah. It's where I'm at.
Part of an X conversation, right?
Yes.
You want me to start it?
No. I'll frame it for you. But I got to get to the right one here in just a second. I'm sorry.
And you have to remember, sometimes I'm a little bit snarky on X.
No, I know. It's okay. It's not a criticism. That's not where I was going.
Right.
Let's see if this shows. Oh, no.
Very common. Very common conversation.
Well, wait a second here. Let me get the right one. I got the wrong. I had the chat for X.
Yeah.
It wasn't going very well. No one there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I think I got it. Now,
and those that don't know, that's how John and I met on X.
Yes.
Actually.
Yes, I'll put us over here.
All right.
So this lady, I don't know if she's, famous or anything like that, but she said, Scottsdale is becoming a terrible place to live. I say this with a heavy heart as my family has been here for 6 generations, long before it was known for shopping and influencers with rented Lamborghinis. The city and county managers have sold out to developers, so there is no longer a sense of place. You cannot tell that you're in a beautiful desert valley, and you must be in an ugly high-rise condo to appreciate the mountains that surround the valley in the distance. Big box stores that appear 3 stories high from the outside but are just high-ceiling single stories scar every view. The low testosterone and shittification rules, or shall I say, ruse the day.
Right.
And then the part that got me is Mike responding. He said, we still love Scottsdale, but I will say the conversation has definitely changed over the past 15 years for those moving to the area. And I kind of wanted you to expound on that, because I'm running into a spot where I know that Phoenix, Scottsdale, that area is probably, it's got to be top 5 in the United States right now for a place to move for a business.
It is.
Okay. And so it's a boom town. It's literally a boom town. And that's a great thing. But I also know places like Austin, people are a little bit down on Austin now. People are down a little bit on Miami.
Yeah.
Orlando is just not.
Yeah, right.
It's not. And then I trace it back to my own little areas here in St. Louis, where we've had definite changes in the composition of the neighborhoods, but it hasn't been so much from what I would say is from big business. It's been from something else. And so I guess I wanted you to walk me through. Let's just start with the 15 years part.
What's changed in 15 years?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if you even know. I met my wife in the early 90s, went to ASU, and always wanted to come back to Scottsdale or Phoenix or just the Valley. Scottsdale's a city within, they call it the Valley. You have Phoenix as the big city, and kind of Scottsdale's a suburb of Phoenix. And it's gotten almost that sprawl, just the population growth of people coming in. Anyway, we came back here in 2015, and where I live now, like mid-north Scottsdale, was all desert. There was nothing up here. This house was built in 98, That's all right. Yeah, and there was nothing before that in the early 90s, like when I was here in school. This was all desert. So Scottsdale's just it's just becoming a sprawl, and the population is growing, but it's really small land area. I looked up 184 square miles. It's 31 miles long and 11 miles wide at its widest, down to 2 or 3 miles wide in some spots. So it's not a big area.
And so people can't keep growing out; they have to grow up. Is that what's?
That's happening? What it is. There's been, a lot of the not in my backyard, a lot of corporations. I think, a big thing was during the pandemic, we were open. We never closed. So a lot of people would come to Scottsdale and visit, and it got kind of that party, let's go to Scottsdale and party. And that's a different part of Scottsdale than I'm in. But
so would you say like a younger generation found Scottsdale to be, attractive to go out at night?
The influencers came here and, hey, we're open and we don't have masks and we're open and come to. It kind of got that reputation, which there's very big difference between South Scottsdale and North Scottsdale. We've got 51 or 52 golf courses. But anyway, there just was not place to get to sprawl and still be in Scottsdale. So they started building up.
So you went to school. What decade are we talking about here? Mid 90s,
89 to 93. 89 to 93. Okay. I was at Arizona.
All right. So when you were there, then is Arizona State by
Tempe, South Scottsdale?
South Scottsdale. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, did you feel like it had a flavor? Like Scottsdale was its own place? Did it have an identity?
It was known then, or still is known, as the most western town. You'd go down to Old Town Scottsdale and all the art galleries, and they still had horse. Even that time in the early 90s, still had the places you could tie your horse up, and it was pretty rural then.
Okay. And so when you came back in 2015, it was a completely different scene, even though you were in the desert, basically.
Yep. It's just the sprawl. It was different. It hadn't really hit till like the last 5 to 10 years. It's really taken off. And there was always the height limit. If you're not here, it's hard to tell. You always know which direction you're going because you can see the mountains off in the distance.
I'm going towards gives south. You a reference. Yes.
Gives you a reference. They had a height limit, 2 to 3 stories for a long time, forever. It kind of disappeared. Now we've got a 14-story luxury apartment building going up in Scottsdale. It tends to stand out. So
our top fan, number one fan, said there was one road to Scottsdale from ASU, no highway.
Yep, no highway. I remember the highway being built, which is another fun story. It was 2 brothers. One started on one end, the other started at the other end, and they missed by 2 miles. If you're from Scottsdale, 101. That's why it has that turn in it.
And so did everything get vanilla now? Is that what happened?
Square box, the gray box.
Yeah.
Go up.
Everything got. There's no longer like a sense of place. There is there. It's generic now. You could be walking through there or Mobile, Alabama. You wouldn't have any clue. It wouldn't even.
Not yet, but it's turning that way. There's a lot of projects in zoning and planning still, and there was some political. There's always pay to play political things with the previous administration, and I won't say too much about it. But the whole not in my backyard. Now they're starting to build them all. The land value has come up. They bought the land. They did the planning. Now the dollars make sense. They can put a 7-story apartment building on it and make a lot of money.
If the economy keeps booming there, will senior citizens be forced out of their houses because they can't afford the taxes, or
no?
Where are we at on that?
Taxes are super low. If you're a senior citizen, you probably have your mortgage paid off and If you bought it for 200,000 in the 70s,
is there a
probably
homestead
worth a
exemption
million.
there in Arizona?
I don't know that answer.
Might want to look that up.
I should know that answer, right?
They're very interesting,
Yeah.
homestead exemption, and they're different from each state. So
I should know that, but I don't want to say yes
so
or
what
no
are we
because I
gonna
don't.
what are we gonna do with this, Scottsdale? What's gonna happen? How do you see it breaking?
Well, my original comment was, people come to Scottsdale. They want the golf. It's a lot of second homes, and it's a lot of families up on the northern end here, where I am, the northeast end. And people say, I want Scottsdale. I want that lifestyle. I say, well, maybe let's take a look at Fountain Hills, Cave Creek. That's depending where you're coming from. If you're coming from LA, maybe you want the downtown Scottsdale. If you're coming from Missouri, maybe you want to be outside Scottsdale, go in, do your shopping and dining. You want to be in Fountain Hills, Peoria. Peoria's got that silicon chip factory now just north of it. Peoria's become very nice, a nice suburb, almost like Chicago, outside of Chicago.
Yeah. So are residents being like priced out of the market, the home market?
I think that's, yeah, if you are raising a family from little kids and now your kids, you're probably that's why the inventory is so low is there's nowhere to go. You can't, your house you bought for 400,000 is now $1 million.
I don't think that's good for social cohesion over time.
It's not. It's definitely not. And it's funny. It is funny that not many people are from Scottsdale, Arizona.
I understand.
It's always
Tennessee Chicago. Was like that. Nashville, Tennessee was like that when I was there. Everyone's from someplace else.
Right. That's why it's always a good conversation starter. But you'll see, like the comment that I commented on.
Yeah,
she's from here. It's probably tough. She's watched it go, and I've seen it in the last 5 to 10 years. It's just not the LA crowd, but just
does a rising tide raise all boats? In this situation, I'm wondering if we're just going to leave some people behind.
Yeah.
And
what's the end game, right?
Yeah.
Do they move to? I say Fountain Hills. I live on the border of Scottsdale, Fountain Hills. It's a nice town of 17,000 people. It's a nice small town.
But you're bounded by a mountain or something. You can't just keep going out. Is that the case? Or if you do go out, it's got to be way out because there's a mountain in the way.
There's routes around. There's ways around. People think that's just, Arizona. They always come and they say, I want to buy land in Arizona. There's tons of land available. It's all state land, state-owned land. And they'll sell you 1,000 acres if you've got $20 million.
Right.
But you can't go out and just buy an acre of desert. Because
so you feel like these, let's say, chip manufacturers and chip designers and chip builders are getting sweet land deals through.
Yeah, it's public auction.
Oh, I see.
It goes to public auction, but that's all kind of done ahead of time.
And
then there's some big pre-planned communities up out, an hour west, an hour northwest.
And on those pre-planned communities, are we talking 1,000 houses in one spot, or are we talking 500?
New one is 6,500 out Surprise, Peoria area.
Tell me about it. Do you think that it will have like a waiting pool, a community center, these types of? I saw one of those in Texas.
You're right.
And it's a wild idea to me.
It is. And it's beautiful. It's tucked into the mountain. It's called Saddleback. It's absolutely beautiful there. You would have never thought they were going to build homes there. And now they're putting 6,500 homes.
What kind of numbers do you think would the starting price be on those homes?
They say 4 to 6 to 7, but they're going to be $1 million. People will go there.
If you want stairs in your house, that's going to be.
Right. If you want windows and a stair, they'll be $1 million. They'll start at $1 million.
Okay.
For sure.
Wow. So 6,500 homes in one development.
It's huge. Huge.
It's literally its own place.
It is. And there's a lot of those popping up on the outskirts of, I say Scottsdale, Phoenix kind of is. It's, I don't know, like Brooklyn, New York is considered Manhattan, Brooklyn, any of those. So
Is there a push? We have half of the county right now it's not a no-go zone, but it's not working out.
Newer?
No,
Older.
it's older.
Okay.
But I was wondering, you said Phoenix kind of has some fun spots. I was wondering,
Yeah.
is there pressure on, since you can't really go out, is there pressure coming back in, meaning, fix up these places, not through government grants as much as through private development? Is there that much demand?
Necessity. Yep, just necessity. I think you've probably seen me talk about South Mountain, South Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Was not a very nice area. I'll still ride my bike through there to get to the mountain, and not a real nice area. But people are coming in, knocking houses down, and putting new. So you're having that rollover, and people, I don't know, maybe they don't care the community so much. They
Well,
just want the square box.
Yeah, to tie it into our first discussion, a sense of place. I still don't think we know as much as we think we do, like in the health space, as we do in like real estate development.
Right.
Because if we did, we wouldn't need to have like gentrification. That wouldn't need to happen.
Right. And that's kind of my point. They always say build which we'll talk about later. Do you build affordable housing? Nobody I really work with wants to live in a box with 1,000 others in a high rise. Some people do, but they're not developing.
It's such a weird thing because I noticed I am getting older. Some of the things I used to enjoy, I don't enjoy as much anymore. I really like to cut the grass. For a long time, I had the stripes in the yard and everything. And now it's kind of a hassle. I do it at night because the sun's not so bright and it's not so horrible. But my wife's family and their culture, it's not unusual to live in a high rise all their lives.
Right.
And the only thing that I can figure out is carrying groceries to me seems like a tough deal.
Yeah.
Up 3 floors or 4, even with an elevator. I would always feel like I'm in a hotel.
Yeah. And I lived on the 23rd floor in Chicago for about 5 years.
Yes.
It's a different lifestyle.
Yes. The idea that I don't have to work on my house or my yard every weekend is strange to me. I don't know what I would do with myself.
Right.
And so
I miss chopping wood.
I mean, there's certain things that you just like to do, or you like to take a swing at it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Right.
So there's a sense of place. There's a reason why things were like, it seems like we're bastardizing the past. Like we're taking what was good of something and then we're using that as our flag for why you should come hang out here.
Yeah.
I'll just, as an example, here in St. Louis, we have Kirkwood, Missouri. It's called Kirkwood.
Okay.
It's a small little area, one of the 97 municipalities in St. Louis County. And it was not too expensive. And you could have people that were artsy.
Okay.
I don't know that we have a counterculture anymore. I mean, it seems like everyone's just so spread out. You'd have a tough time defining who isn't part of the culture. Right. Okay.
Right.
Well, these people were, the artists and not like the weird artists, just creatives. Let's just go with creatives.
Okay. Yeah.
And they didn't have big houses because that wasn't their thing. They were always gone. They'd come back to their house. And so these houses weren't that big, 1,000 square feet. Okay.
Right. Right.
And it was a community, a very tight-knit community. And on big lots, though, people didn't want to hang out with the person next to them. They just had a big lot. Let's say 3/4 of an acre lot. Small house, 3/4. Starting around 2000, 2001, builders figured out if they buy a lot for, say, $250,000, they can get probably $850,000 for the house that they put there.
Wow.
So that spread is what they would make.
Yeah.
And Kirkwood was, I would say, a little conservative with their ideology and their financing, in the sense that they were like very happy to tear down houses and get new tax base. We can get twice twice or three times as much tax revenue from this one lot.
Right.
And so they were all for it. Okay. And historical building doesn't matter. Tear it down. Small building doesn't matter. We'll tear it down. Tear down everything.
Yeah.
And now what you have is just a bunch of McMansions.
Mm-hmm.
And the people are a certain way, and they're not like the same.
Right.
They've ruined the fabric of the place.
The community, community feel.
Yes.
Yep. I saw that back when I lived in Connecticut.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying something heavy-handed from the government must come down and fix all of these problems. But going forward, I don't want to live in that weirdness of
the new.
Yeah, the craftsman style home, basically.
Right.
Where they've taken the craftsman style home and now everything has to be black and white.
Yep.
I don't want to live in that world.
I think that's going away.
And and there's also like Costco's great.
I can't stand it.
I can't stand it either. But the point is the idea you can go buy a bunch of stuff for less.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a triumph of commerce. But
they do a great job.
That there's something soul sucking about a big box plaza.
Yeah.
Where it's just parking lot and massive stores, and the scale doesn't work with humans. You're 6 foot tall, and and then the way they've done the leases, they have the anchor buildings, okay?
Yep.
And then God only knows what they're going to put in the little offshoot places that they can get, some poor sucker to get.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope that doesn't happen to Scottsdale. The blandness. I hope that doesn't happen.
I will say it is happening in central Scottsdale, but like North Scottsdale is a whole nother world. You get the 2 acres. You're still in Scottsdale. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
There's a variety of houses, still the desert house, but it's very, very different. South Scottsdale, you have the 1960s small house. Central Scottsdale, Old Town, kind of getting that way. And people aren't real happy. This woman obviously isn't very happy about it.
I think she has a point, though.
She does 100%, and me too. I sometimes think that it's getting crowded. Where do we go next? Do we go further north? But I still love it. It still has that community feel on the outskirts in the northern section. So,
all right,
for sure.
All right, now, did I have it wrong? Were you a bond salesman or bond trader? What were you?
Bond trader. Yeah, okay. Interest rate swaps and.
Okay, and so.
Most of my adult life.
Okay, and so, do you feel like you're knowledgeable about this topic?
I'm a little too knowledgeable about this topic.
All right. I figured I'd put something in your wheelhouse, like on a tee, just get it out of the park.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the reason why we're moving on. The reason why this appealed to me was because it says the growing national debt may be keeping mortgage rates high and housing expensive. And Mike, every once in a while, he'll take a shot at somebody on Twitter. And I don't mess with. I understand things, but I don't profess to be an expert on anything. I have no idea.
There's so much more. When you first sent this, I said, God, we can't talk about this in an hour. Going from here, there's so much more to the economic cycles and movements than a 3-line headline.
Yes.
And everybody's an expert.
I want to keep it at the housing in general.
Yep.
So
mortgage rates and affordability.
Yes. Let me just frame things in a way so we don't get lost in the weeds.
Right. Which we do.
Yeah. There's this idea in real estate. I don't know who does it. I don't know whose fault it is, but the idea is if mortgage rates are low, it's good for the housing market. And if mortgage rates are high, it's bad for the housing market. And I've never really felt like that's good. And the reason why I don't think that's good is if it's always good for one party, in this case buyers, then at some point in time it's going to be bad for someone. It's got to be. Everything has a yin and yang situation.
Every asset has two sides.
Yeah, that's the way I always looked at it. And what surprised me during the Great Flu was I knew people looked at housing payments, okay, monthly payments. They only look at things through a monthly payment lens.
Most people, right.
Yeah, and so what happened is as interest rates were diving, okay, your monthly payment was lower, and everyone was happy about that. They thought that was a great thing. Meanwhile, I'm watching people basically buying in neighborhoods that they never could have afforded previously.
No.
Okay.
Never.
You know, the guy that could barely afford a $250,000 house now can afford a $500,000 house. That in the brilliance of our markets in the United States is people can move fast, but it's also seriously dangerous.
It is.
Because now all of a sudden we have all these people that are never going to move if they can help it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They can make their payments.
So the issue becomes mortgage rates versus the Fed rate.
Yep.
Just because the Fed cuts interest rates cuts the borrowing doesn't mean that mortgage rates are going to go down.
Right.
And
we
that's
have to separate that. The media loves to stick on that, and we have to separate that the Fed is different from the U.S. Treasury.
And another thing where I'm at is the idea of the date the rate idea that was always problematic. If you've got
never like that.
Yeah, if you've got to date the rate, you probably shouldn't be buying the house. It's not the one.
No.
It's not the one. And the idea that you're going to refinancing works as long as the tide is going out, in, I don't know. But boy, if it turns, you're bringing money to the table at a higher percent than what you can finance.
Yeah. Remember the 2 and 3 year adjustables?
Yes.
Mortgages?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so let me go through some of this stuff real quick and just get Mike's thought. So first of all, the growing national debt may be keeping mortgage rates high. What if we just avoid the word mortgage rates? Growing national debt in the bond market is probably not good, or is it good, Mike? Who's it good for? What is the debt good for?
Debt's never good.
Debt is never good.
Some will disagree.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I kind of did a little homework on this. It took us 200 years to get to $1 trillion national debt. Okay. We added $1 trillion in the last 95 days.
Right.
$1 trillion's a big number.
Yes. We have to have buyers of our debt, right? In the United States.
Buyers of our debt. And, now as interest rates go up, we're the issuer of the debt. The United States Treasury issues the debt. And people don't quite understand that there's a difference. My wife will laugh when she's watching monetary policy versus fiscal policy. One controls the money supply, one controls the spending.
Oh, see, now I've never understood it that way. My understanding is that if we need more money, we'll just print it, and it'll be fine.
Well, that would be the U.S. Treasury. The U.S. Treasury has to pay their bills, so they issue U.S. government debt. Somebody out there has to buy that debt, but they want an attractive interest rate to bring it back to.
Do you believe that countries could control our policy by owning our large amount of debt? Like if they concentrated it?
I think Japan does. Japan is our largest holder of United States debt.
And recently they were having problems with their...
They've had some economic issues. They always had 0%. And these are, there's a lot more economic theories.
Yes.
The top.
Yes. Japan, though, didn't they have like 12 or 15 years of deflation?
Yep. Negative interest, even. Yeah. I did a college paper on negative interest.
Holy smokes. I knew it was a long time, but I had forgotten. And when I was in the 80s, understand Japan was going to eat our lunch.
Right.
Okay. They were coming. There was this movie, like, I think it was Gung Ho.
Yep. Yeah. They were all moving in.
All the cars are going to be gone. Everything's going to be gone. Somehow they messed up. Okay. And then they went on like a 20-year run of terrible.
Yep. 0% interest rates. It's not productive. It's not that. So if you take it from that point, all their money, why don't we go invest in the United States? We're going to get 5% interest on our money.
So then do they want us to have to pay more? Because isn't there the whole thing with like the coupon and then the rate? Isn't that a thing? For
bond prices and rates are opposites. If nobody wants to buy a bond, then the price goes down and the interest rate goes up.
Okay.
It's I'm going to sell you this pen for $100. In 10 years, I'm going to give you $102.
Yes.
That's a 2% interest rate.
I see.
But I have to make that attractive. Otherwise, I have to give you 3%.
But the best thing would be like I buy it really cheap, that pen, for like $1, and then the yield on it is like something stupid to where I make like $30 in a year.
Yep.
That'd be the way to do it.
That would be the way to do it. It's just supply, demand, price is the U.S. government.
So then we talk about risk, okay? And it says persistent deficits and rising federal debt will create uncertainty about Washington's ability to finance them.
Yeah.
And it says the increased perception of risk will likely lead investors to demand higher yields for U.S. Treasuries, which could increase mortgage costs as well as the cost of construction financing. Now, I thought that statement was fascinating because it's not like, mortgages are a large part of credit, okay? And so is construction. I get that.
Right.
But higher yields, higher interest rates, not good.
Not good for who?
Not good for the people that want to. I got to see your face on this one. It's not good for the people that want to grow their way out of this.
Okay.
Which is the narrative that I've read that scares me. We're going to run things so hot, okay, that we're going to grow ourselves out of this problem. And we're talking like 6% GDP and weird numbers like that to do it.
If you can if your GDP can grow faster than inflation, then you can work your debt down.
And that's I think what no one will. Yes, but no one says that in the government.
No,
because the alternative is not good.
Yeah, you can go back to there's two sides to every. We're issuing that debt. We're like the other day. Do we want to go down there? They're going to start buying their own bonds back and bring it back to shorter.
Well, if you look at the market response today, it wasn't great.
Everybody just kind of fluffed up. Yesterday, everybody got excited, and today they said that
market wasn't doing great yesterday either, or the day before.
Yeah, it's not enough.
So that didn't really.
No, it doesn't fix the fundamentals.
No, and that's what I think is reasonable. And I wanted to. So let's get first of all, Fed Chair Jerome Powell. I have no interest for him. I don't care. I
didn't at first, and at the end, I liked him.
Okay.
That matters.
It says if you want to understand the risk that national debt poses to mortgage rates, it helps to look at the last 6 weeks. Mortgage rates rose sharply after the U.S. launched a military campaign. Okay, but it says in lockstep with 10-year Treasury bonds. Now, did you trade swaps?
Interest rate swaps. Everything's pretty much based off the 10-year Treasury, and then that's the gold standard is the United States Treasury bill
of the 10-year. Of the 10-year.
Yeah, the 10-year.
Okay.
It used to be London interbank rate.
Yes.
The 10-year kind of sets the bar.
Okay.
For everything else.
And so it's the market is working correctly if they feel that there's risk and therefore the rates would go up. Not necessarily mortgage rates, but interest rates. That would be reasonable because they feel like there's more risk.
There's more risk. You have to be rewarded for your risk. Now, go ahead.
If I were to argue or to put out a statement such as this, that says that the bond market has decoupled from reality.
Yep.
Am I wrong?
You would not be wrong.
That's why the central thesis about this confuses me.
The bond market,
because if you're going to blame if you're going to blame it on this military action of risk, okay, I think it's more than that.
It's more than that. Think about these new AI, the funding. Say you have $100 million and you can buy an Amazon 30-year bond that's going to pay you 7%. There's
Yes.
more risk to it, or are you going to buy a guaranteed U.S. government bond for 5% or 6%?
Right. But it's a perception.
It's a perception,
yes.
for sure. But now there's that competition in the 10-year. So the government says, whoa, we need to get buyers to buy these bonds so we can have rates lower. So we need to compete with that.
If there were high interest rates and it caused home sales to decline, but home prices to decline, is that a disaster?
I don't think it's a disaster. If you go back to most people having a mortgage and affordability.
It seems like the only way to fix affordability is not through lower rates.
No.
Okay. The only way you're going to fix, you've got to have some my own thing. Inflation is running wild. I don't care what they say. Okay.
It's expensive.
I mean, and everything is messed up. I don't mean to be a doomer. Okay.
Right.
I mean,
how about a boomer?
Yeah. It's just everything is so absurd and so broken. And
it's absurd.
We use fundamental economics to explain things, but it's been perverted and bastardized to the point where it's just ridiculous. Yeah. So this article comes at you and says, oh my gosh, because of this problem in Iran, okay, now mortgage rates will go up, and that's bad for the housing market. That's a large stretch, in my opinion. That is a very big stretch.
They're leaving out a lot of moving parts.
It sure is. It sure is. And so what I would tell people that would like to buy a home tomorrow, go buy a home tomorrow. If you feel like you need to buy a home, go buy a home. Don't listen to any of this. It's just garbage.
You know what my comments on Twitter.
Yeah. It's like, it's what if interest rates go up? What if they do? What if they do?
I don't know.
I don't know that. What if an asteroid hits the Earth tomorrow? We're just going down this path of like fear, and it's not even. It's just it's unhinged. It makes no sense.
And it's wrong. It's bad. It's misinformation.
Yes,
it's terrible.
And so it says. It says national debt raises a different concern, not a temporary spike, but the possibility that long-term rates stay elevated even if the Fed cuts short-term rates. Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is. We had, I look the past 50 years, 7.7% mortgages is the average for 50 years.
Yeah.
7.7. We're not there.
And then you get the argument. I'll look at your face again because I like to see it. Then you get the argument that we should have a 50-year mortgage or a 40-year mortgage. That in and of itself is an admission that your policies have failed.
Yeah. We have a spending culture. Yeah. We have an instant spending. I want that. I'm going to go buy that. I don't care what it costs.
And says, much like an inflation-driven dynamic, debt-related impacts on interest rates are driven by the outlook. That means that small changes today in deficits or inflations can have an outside impact on today's rates if investors believe these changes will be persistent. That's not a very good quote.
No.
It doesn't really matter.
Right.
Then it says the scale of the federal borrowing matters. And it says when the government is borrowing heavily, it has to increase interest rates to attract more investors, and higher treasury rates push up mortgage rates as well as car loans, business loans, credit card rates, etc. And that, I think that is where you really get smacked.
Right. And it is, I mean, what can you believe anymore? You can't believe anything you read or see.
You know what? I live in the show me state.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. And so when I go to buy a Snickers candy bar and it's $7.
It's ridiculous.
Okay. I mean, we used to make fun of people buying $3 Starbucks coffees. Go buy a Starbucks coffee for $3 now.
Right.
So I see it.
Grocery store the other day, and
oh my god,
popsicles. I like popsicles. Yeah. I'm not gonna pay $7 for a box of popsicles.
I mean, it's just insane. And I can tell you that the trick has been Okay. The trick is how they're doing it and getting away with it is you got your TikTok influencers or your Instagram influencers. Okay. And they're selling products.
Yeah.
Okay. And so these children that have been born when coffee, they don't know that it was it was less earlier. They're just used to it. They're used to $8 a half gallon ice cream.
Yeah.
They think that's totally normal.
99-cent Briars.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. I mean, so that's how it's tricking people.
It is.
It's because you've seen it the way it is. And I mean, obviously my parents think differently, than I do. I mean, if I'm at less than $1 for gas, I'm in Fat City. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's how I remember it. But my parents are like over 50 cents for gas is insane.
Right.
So that's how they're getting away with it. Just so you know. So it says, so how bad is the national deficit? It's pretty bad.
$2 trillion.
$2 trillion. I have another. This is fun for everyone. I grew up in an electric economy in the sense that if we spent a lot of money, it was you write a check, okay, or you use your credit card or something. Have you ever seen like a stack of like maybe even $3,000? Do you know what I mean? That's a lot of dollars, like just in mass. Okay, now do that to $2 trillion. That's a big warehouse full of money.
I have it. I just looked it up somewhere.
Did you really?
What
are the odds?
I have what 1 million and 1 billion and 1 trillion is, but I don't.
That's what I'm saying. But it is a lot. It is a lot of anything.
It's beyond the moon 17 times. Well, so, a stack of $100 bills.
Like $2 trillion.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
$1 billion is a lot.
And it says the bigger issue is in the budget that it does not address the main forces driving the debt higher over time. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and the government's own interest payments on existing debt.
Right.
Well, and then it says
now they have to issue more debt.
As Cato notes, those costs are projected to consume all federal revenue by 2036.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It seems like that would be a problem.
It's a problem. Think of your house finances. You have to have so much income. If you spend more than you have income, you've got to sell something.
You've got to do something.
You've got to sell something of value. So if you're going to issue U.S. debt and say, oh, I'll pay you 5% in 20 years, does anybody want to buy that?
No.
No.
This is where it comes in. It says where higher rates would hit housing. It says the current market already offers a clear example of how elevated mortgage rates can push out first-time home buyers and households near the edge of affordability. I think that's a false statement.
Yeah, it comes down to the monthly payment.
I think an elevated mortgage is not the reason why people can't afford a house. I submit to you that there are many, many reasons why. Just go with a nice reason right now, and let's just say that everyone owning a second home for an investment might have been a bad idea. Okay, might have been. Let's just say that maybe not being able to build in locations where people want to live, NIMBY situations, maybe that might have something to do with it. It's more than high mortgage rates that are, and
it is.
Could you argue? I have a tough time. I would say the conservative argument, okay, is that financial education. If everyone just knew if they just educated themselves financially, that they pull themselves up by the bootstraps, everything's going to be fine. And that is so far disconnected from the average person's life.
It is. It really
the idea that these people are too stupid to know the economics going on. You don't want them to know what's going on, because if they all knew what was going on, they'd throw your ass right out. What did you do to our country? What in the world?
Right.
And people, well, actually, it's good that things are expensive. No. Social cohesion, you combine this with the other topics we talked about. Now we're living in the craftsman style home. Everything's black and white. Okay. Yeah. I can't afford anything. All right. It just there's why am I in this place? There's no reason for me to be here.
It's not just the United States. It's globally.
No.
It's the whole world. Put money out there to keep the economy going in 2020.
Everyone laughs at the idea that there could be financial problems in the United States. It used to be like when the United States catches a cold, they catch the flu, whatever the hell.
Right.
I'm bad at analogy things anymore. I'm too old. Okay. But
yeah, they'll get over it.
And then you had do you remember Greece?
Yeah.
Their economy blew up. And then the old loan sharks of the EU were more than happy to refinance them at a terrible. And then what is it? The Weimar Republic in Germany? Do you remember that? The whole massive inflation before World War II.
Okay. Yeah.
Massive inflation.
Yeah.
And I just I've always said, inflation is the killer. Inflation is the killer. And no one understands inflation at all. They'll run an article that
doesn't keep up.
They'll run an article that says inflation was only 2% last month.
And that number changes. How the inputs change.
Come on.
So that's the part I mentioned before, is I don't really trust the numbers we're getting out of the Bureau of Labor and Statistics.
I don't either. And
I haven't for years.
I think that there's this idea that people are just go on a side track. In baseball, when I was watching baseball as a youngster, there would be these umpires, and you'd kind of know how they were going to call the game. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Mike Sherry, and then there was this other guy. He was just a jerk. Couldn't call a ball a strike to save his soul. Yeah. Okay. But you knew it. Okay. You weren't surprised by it. And then lately, my understanding, I haven't watched baseball in a long time. They have video replay now.
I saw that.
So when a play happens, you sit around and you wait.
Right.
And then they make the call right, I guess. So we have certainty now in our, and that's the way I feel with this Bureau of Labor Statistics. There was no certainty before. It didn't exist. We did the best we could with the numbers we had.
Right.
Okay. And now everyone expects certainty, and it's not that way.
Immediately.
It's just not that way. Now, could it be designed that way? Maybe, but I don't think you can measure things the same way as you did, because those measurements are based off that you're going to make a mistake. That's built into the measurements.
Right.
And now if we're going to be just
theories have to change.
Yeah. Well, the problem, I mean, if you're going to go out there and say, my own thing is this, if you're going to change so dramatically between parties in fiscal policy, I mean, they're very different financial or fiscal policies. Okay. You can go either way. Yeah. Bill Clinton had a great economy. Okay.
Yeah.
How he got it? Argue all you want.
Argue all you want. And you can be right. And
yes,
two things can be true at the same time.
Boy, oh boy, when you're flipping back and forth every 4 years, it's not good. So anyway,
we've got, current administration's got a lot of cleaning up. Wherever you stand, you've got to agree that there's a lot that needs to be cleaned up.
Or they're stepping in it. I mean, they're just stepping right in.
Yeah.
So the bottom line to me going forward, okay, is I'm not a doomsday person, but if you can afford a house, okay, buy a house. Yeah. Don't worry about the rates. As long as you're planning on staying there, okay, that is key. Got to stay in there. And Mike froze. Anyway, I'm going to take Mike off of there because I'm kind of scared. And now he disappeared to this is not good. It's probably very bad. Oh, I didn't know I could. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Watch this. I didn't know I could do this. What do you think of that?
Hey, look at that. That's cool. I like that.
Who knew? That's the only time I ever did it. Anyway, buy a house. Don't buy a house. Don't worry about these headlines. Is there bad debt in the world? Could things go wrong tomorrow? Yes.
A lot.
And that's kind of called life. Yeah.
A lot could go good.
Yeah. All right. Now, this is a story I wanted to go through. I know we're kind of dragging today, but I'm having a good time. I hope everyone else is having a good time as well.
Good.
This is a fascinating story to me because you can take this a number of different ways. So what happened to the folks at home is that we had a tornado, and it just happened to go across North County, which is like the worst place for it to go through because it's already having problems. Okay. And then they are like, we got a lot of money. Well, we'll fix it. We got RAM settlement money. We'll use it for tornado relief.
Okay.
I guess insurance doesn't exist for people.
That was my question.
So somehow the government's going to come and fix your house. That's what it ended up being.
They don't have a mortgage, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It's the whole thing is confusing. That's why I brought it up. And so we've got a situation where it's funny because it's always been this way with the government. Okay. If you give us a little bit of something, okay, then we'll give you something. And in this case, we're going to give you discounted repairs, free repairs, something.
Great.
Okay. And then you're going to sign off on it. And then we're going to use your signature as showing we've helped the citizens. Okay. This is a logic that makes me sick, and it just does. But I understand it. I understand it. Yeah.
I understand it.
And so here this woman said, you know what? I'm not going to sign it. I'm not interested. Yeah. I'm not going to sign off on this. This was horrible work. You didn't do a damn thing that made me happy. And so I'm just not going to sign it. So now they can't use this woman as a tool, a propaganda tool. Look at what great work the government did here in this part of town.
I don't know why she didn't sign it. It's free.
She didn't sign because she's not happy with the work.
She got a free roof.
No, that is not true. It leaks.
Okay.
It says, I feel like they didn't treat my home the way they would treat theirs. That is a quote that moonshot. This is the wealth of nations.
Right.
This is the wealth of nations. This right there is absolutely, no one gives a damn about you. Okay. We act in our own self-interest.
Right.
This is a key fundamental concept. No one gives a damn. You only care about yourself. And you could say that's selfish. You can label it all you want to, but it sure does seem like that's true.
It's her father's house too.
Oh, nice.
Right?
I don't know.
Wasn't it?
I think it was
her father's house.
It's so ridiculous. I'm just trying to figure it out.
I read it.
Come along with me. It says a St. Louis homeowner who turned the city's home repair program after a May 16 tornado damaged her house said she's not satisfied with the work done and refuses to sign paperwork indicating the repairs are complete. Well, what are they going to do if she doesn't sign the paper? They're going to put her in jail?
It's already done.
Who did the contractor get paid? They're going to put a lien on her house for something that they gave her? None of this is going to work. None of this is going to work. Makes no sense. We'll keep going. It says,
it tugs at your heartstrings.
Yeah. She said she lived in her home for 30 years. The city provided her with meals, temporary housing, a couch, and other furniture while repairs were underway. But she said the work itself was not finished properly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When they started on it, they didn't complete it. They just wanted to get in and get out. I know they want me to sign the paperwork. I don't know why, because I'm not satisfied.
Right.
So somebody guaranteed this work?
It's been inspected, right?
Well, that's just it. And who's it been inspected by?
Yeah, the city.
The people providing the service.
Yeah.
This is absurd. The whole thing,
the whole thing is,
yeah.
There was a lot of, I kept going back to reading it.
She said there's water entering her home and she's found what she believes is mold in her kitchen. Now, as a real estate agent, I'm telling you, there's like 17,000 different kinds of mold. If you're not an expert, how could you diagnose what it is? So I don't have a problem with her thinking it's mold. That doesn't bother me. She said the upstairs of her home is too hot for her to sleep in. And she's been told that the heat is coming from the roof because it wasn't properly installed. She's currently sleeping downstairs on a couch provided by the program.
That's where I lost it.
I mean, come on.
Right.
It says, what's sanitary and the house is smelling like this? You know it's mold up there, but she believes it's mold. What's sanitary about this? And it's not safe for me to be up there. All right.
Could be.
What is this? It appears to be you've gotten a free couch, got a hotel room.
Yeah.
I mean,
what
is going on here?
I don't know. And no insurance. Well, no insurance on her house.
I guess. Why?
I didn't know that was possible.
It's possible, but it's not you know what? If we just taught economic literacy.
Right. See, that's simple.
Yeah. Now, Chief Recovery Officer. Well, let's go with the line above it. Said the city agreed upon scope of work included a full roof replacement plus remediation of visible water damages and mold. So the city agreed they were going to fix this. Chief Recovery Officer. They've got a title for this.
I was going to say, that's a nice job, I bet.
I wonder, yeah. All work included in that scope has been completed and has passed required inspections by both the city's building division and the STL recovers team. So we've got a team.
Yeah. Had you heard of this program before?
No, because I they wanted to offer me PPP loans. It's like, yeah, you got to get out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense. Because you know what they're going to do? As soon as something happens, they're going to go look in their file and say, "Oh, look, we gave you money 17 years ago, and we're going to hold it over your head like a guillotine."
Yep.
That's why we didn't do that. It seemed obvious at the time, and boy, did it turn out to be true. Anyway, the city said that the improvements that she's requesting fall outside the agreed upon scope of the home repair program standards. Under the program, both the homeowner and the city must sign off to confirm work has been completed.
She requested certain items to be repaired.
Right.
Okay.
When that was agreed upon. And then it says she's not asking for a full renovation. Well, why not at this point? I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I mean, if you're getting all this other stuff, why not just ask for everything?
What's the value of that house?
I don't even want to, I'm not even going to.
I don't know the area.
Yeah. And she says, I don't want them to redo my whole house. I just want them to paint. I just wanted them to repair my house. I don't want them to redo it, repair it, fix the walls. And she said she will not sign until she feels safe and comfortable in her home. It says, I want the city to repair my home correctly. Get the proper people in here. I feel they didn't treat my home as they would treat theirs. This is my home and I plan on being here.
That she got from her dad.
This is her home. And she plans on being there. Meanwhile, what is going on?
I'm sorry she has to go through that.
I am sorry she has to go through that as well. Life sucks sometimes, you know? It sucks.
Life sucks sometimes. Yeah, sign the paper.
I just don't understand. She's not going to sign until she feels safe and comfortable in her home.
Yeah.
Good Lord, I don't feel safe and comfortable when I walk outside.
Leaky roof? Either have a leaky roof or you don't.
By this logic, I'm never signing anything ever.
And you have that right. You don't have to.
So,
you don't have to.
I mean, I don't know.
Interesting.
I saw an article, we can't afford police officers in the county. Now, I know this is the city. The police have come up in both places. In the county, we can't afford the police officers. We can't afford their salaries. We promised them raises and then we can't afford it. In the city, an officer died. Mayor goes to the funeral. The head of the union's there and she's like, hey, how much do you guys want to fix this? Okay. And I guess the conversation didn't go well because the next day hits the papers. Oh my God, you negotiated with the union at a funeral? How dare you? How dare you?
That's the problem. The media, that's the problem. You've heard me talk about that.
It's not the media. It's not this whole thing is ridiculous. I mean, this is ridiculous. The whole thing. It's insane. What are you people thinking?
Yeah.
And just like our little real estate friend, I say little, I don't know if he's 6 foot or 4 foot. I say our little. I didn't mean that in a negative way. It was more of a friendly thing. The guy in Oregon, Sean Yu, I think is his name. He put out they have the reactions now on X about Open Door. And he's like, they're charging 18% in fees on this house. Yeah. And I thought that was made up. And so I looked it up and it's not made up.
It's not made up.
It's not made up. And so I'm like, he's sitting there and the owner or the company lead writes this stuff. And it's insano world. There's no way.
We live in interesting times.
We do. So, on this particular issue, I have no idea why you would ever trust the government to fix your house. Right.
No.
I mean, there's no way. No, and I would not expect the government to follow the same rules that they would enforce upon others. These guys, were they licensed? Were they bonded? What was the deal with this? How did they get that job? They bid it? Who were the other bidders that were allowed to bid? I mean, there's so much corruption.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
It is, for sure.
I'm not accusing anyone of being corrupt. I'm just saying, in general, the reason why you get stories like this is there must be corruption somewhere, because you cannot have this in a functioning society. This is ridiculous. The whole thing.
Somebody's cousin opened a roofing business
exactly
right before the tornado.
Yeah, and just happened to donate some money to somebody over there. Yeah. That's how that goes.
It is.
All right. Next one.
Yeah.
It says I had to pull it this way. This is a ridiculousness, and I'm going to frame it this way. Okay? I care about people who are homeless. I care.
Absolutely.
Okay?
I care.
I believe in human life. Okay? All life has a value. Okay? That's the bottom line.
Boy, we're gonna get pulled off of YouTube for this.
Well, I mean, just one thing is, like, I do believe in the value of human life. Okay.
Yes.
I also believe in a functioning society. Okay. And sometimes those two things don't work. Okay. The two things they don't work.
Yeah.
If you don't act like a person in this society, if you don't act like a citizen, it doesn't work. We don't get a good society. Right. And the situation we've had in St. Louis is ridiculous in the county. Okay. And I mean it this way. I come off the highway at 60 miles an hour. Okay. In the first stop, there's a panhandler. Okay. Got his cardboard sign. Okay.
Got him.
And then I turn left. Okay. They're sleeping underneath the bridge. Right.
Yep.
Next stoplight, another guy, his friend is working that corner. And meanwhile, his girlfriend is working the other corner on the other side.
It's a business.
It's a business that they're not getting taxed. They're not paying taxes on.
It's 100%. It's been proven in Scottsdale.
I drive further, and there's a church in St. Louis that on every single corner has people that they've helped now begging for money for the church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's gotten to the point where if there was a charity that was trying to raise money, there used to be had old newsboys, and it was like they used to deliver newspapers and things like that. They used to have the firemen would have their fire boot. Okay. Yeah. At this point in time, on any corner in St. Louis County, you can have the fireman with his boot, you can have the church, and you can have the homeless dude or woman who's always pregnant and has 3 children. I don't understand how this is possible. One of them has been pregnant for 6 years.
We saw one with a puppy the other day. A brand new puppy.
What's hilarious to me is I used to go to these auctions, okay, and they'd have these pets, and you could buy the pet, and it's a cute dog. And I always in the back of my mind thought, well, what if nobody buys the pet? Does the pet get offed?
Where does it go?
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
That's like, you buy this pet at this auction or else. That's how I read it.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, now so it's not a question of, to me, it's not a question of, I want all homeless people to be gone. Clearly there's something wrong. Okay.
Clearly.
The best place to air your to show their problems is not on a street where you've got a highway, and some of these people are working overtime at night, getting triple pay, and it's like
it's a business.
Yeah,
we have a sign off the exit near us, off of the 101, says you do not have to pay panhandlers. They knocked the sign over and they put their sign up. And
like in the old country where my wife is from, they have panhandlers, but they're part of like organized crime. So so that group, like you give them money and then they split it amongst the organized crime.
Yeah, right.
So I'm not saying that our homeless are that developed, but I am saying there's something wrong here. Okay.
I've always wanted to go buy a case of water and my own sign, $1 for water, and say, look, you can make $20.
And then I've seen people, they're like, I offered this person a job and they won't take it.
Yeah.
And it's like, great.
My wife won't let me.
Yeah. I don't want to belittle this situation, but we, let's just, this is going to be terrible. Let's just say somebody starts eating dog shit outside. Okay. They're literally just going at it, going to everybody's yard and just going at it. Okay. That's not okay.
That's not okay.
It's just at a certain point, it's not okay.
Yeah.
First chew, not okay. Immediately. Okay. Yeah. That's where I'm at with this. Like, it's obvious this isn't okay.
It's a problem.
This is bad.
Wow.
Very bad. Yeah. Because no one wants to live in a world like this.
Devalues the community.
It does. It hurts the community. We talk about this whole idea of like a community fabric. It's been a theme all day long. Yeah. And you're just destroying the community fabric when you say that this kind of stuff is okay.
All right? And again, it's terrible that people...
Terrible.
I hate that someone would have to do that.
100%.
It's...
Let me get in the article just a second. It says, the council passed a new ordinance aimed at curbing aggressive panhandling. So as long as you're not aggressive, it's fine, apparently.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
It's like the old window washers in New York City that break your antenna off your car.
Yes. It says it passed in a 6-1 vote. And for the county to agree with, for the council to do anything at that level is insane. Like they never, it's always split and then the vote's always decided ahead of time. It says, rather than creating an outright ban on panhandling. Now, to me, this is ridiculous. Are you telling me that we don't have a law on the books for panhandling from like 1920 in the county of St. Louis? Come on. You're not even enforcing the rules, which is another thing. We're going to do the selective prosecution.
Yeah.
Says under the ordinance, soliciting is defined as aggressive and prohibited only if a person is intentionally or recklessly touching another person without consent. So now I have to have some dude that smells like death touching me. Right. And even then, what am I going to do? Call the cops? Why isn't he gone already?
He should be gone.
Follows a person in a manner intended to cause fear or bodily harm or property crime or to intimidate them into giving money. Every time I see some dude with no arm, pissed off, he's intimidating me. I'm intimidated. I don't know what this person's going to do. Bash my car with the crutch? I don't know.
You're snobby.
I don't think I am. I think we just our expectations on society are so low.
They are. They 100%.
It continues soliciting within 5 feet of a person after receiving a negative response. Well, if I flip the guy off or tell him to go pound sand, now are we in a free speech situation where he's allowed to attack me?
He might click. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who's going to jail here? The guy that's got the money or the guy that doesn't?
Who's feeling unsafe? I agree with you.
Blocks pedestrian or vehicle traffic, forcing drivers or walkers to take evasive action. Uses obscene or abusive language intended to intimidate. So we're policing speech now of homeless people?
Yeah.
Come on.
It's too vague.
It says the bill establishes clear geographic and timing restrictions. So solicitation is barred regardless of the conduct in the following situations: on public transit vehicles, at bus stops, and along entrance or exit ramps to interstate highways or county roads. You know what they're going to do? They'll just go to the next corner This is the dumbest thing in the world. Directly from drivers and active traffic on public streets, within 15 feet of any bank entrance, check cashing business, or ATM during operating hours. On private property.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, on private property where no solicitation signs are posted, or after being asked to leave, or between sunset and 9 a.m., or during inclement weather. It's just so insane. What are you doing?
It is. It is.
I mean, it's 9 o'clock. My friend here can go. It's 9 o'clock. Let's start the day at work.
It's a business. It's a business.
I mean, now we've made rules that are just only smart people would come up with that stupid of a rule.
I love it.
You know,
there was a woman a couple of years ago. She would park her Mercedes behind the
Target. Yeah, I heard. I've heard about. I don't disagree that there's a homeless problem and these people need help.
And it's terrible.
It is absolutely terrible. Don't confuse my anger is at the stupidity of the people that should know better.
Right. I get it.
It says it sparked a sharp divide among council members and community advocates during public debate. Now, it wasn't really a sharp divide among council members if it was 6-1.
Right. One.
Yeah. It says, we've had this guy's councilman. He said, we had people in my district get hurt, injured, and killed when they've tried to solicit on the roadways. People have been accosted in their cars or feel threatened by this aggressive panhandling. A blind man on a galloping horse can see the safety interest in compelling interest to protect these people. Okay.
The panhandlers or
Yes. The whole reason why we're doing this is to protect the panhandlers, not the citizens.
Not the citizens.
Larry Rice, who is an absolute joke of an individual. I mean, I have no sympathy for him. He's been labeled here.
Downtown St.
Yes.
Louis?
Well, it was. And then he got his place thrown out. And now he's in the county trying to create a panacea of homeless people in Wellston, which is just bizarre as it is, but whatever.
Okay.
It says a longtime homeless advocate emphasized that desperate residents often rely on daily solicitation just to secure shelter. It says when people don't have a place to go day after day in desperation, they're trying to get a few dollars for a place to sleep. To be harassed or told you can't do this only makes the problem worse. That's making the problem worse to say you can't do this. No, the problem is these people out here doing this. It says we do not have a low barrier walk-in shelter in St. Louis County. Oh, well, who's going to make one, Larry? Who's going to build the shelter?
Do they have nowhere to go?
I have no idea, but I know that Larry wants one in Wellston, and he wants somebody else to pay for it.
And he wants somebody
else.
Why
doesn't he use his money? Why doesn't he use it? You know what? Let's audit Larry. See how much Larry gets. Anyway.
That's a good question.
It says, let's help people. Let's not further incriminate them. So they're already criminals, Larry? You've made them into criminals. What if they're just random people?
Wow.
How dare you? How dare you do that? It says Councilmember Lisa Clancy cast the sole dissenting vote, warning that the restrictions invite costly legal challenges. I'm disappointed to see this bill moving forward. It's unconstitutional. We will get sued. We will lose. Instead of creating more barriers, we need to be partnering with entities outside of the county government to help access food, housing, and care. Now, I just literally read a story right before this. Somebody has a house in St. Louis City. Somebody bought a couch for them, put on a new roof, put them up in a hotel. Well, what's wrong with these people here? Why aren't they getting that help? It's being offered, apparently.
Yeah, it's out there. They don't want it.
It says the council previously passed a broader pedestrian roadway measure in 2023, but the county executive, Scam Page, vetoed that bill over infrastructure concerns. Even back then, he didn't have enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah. So what do you do about it?
Anyway, he's waiting to review the bill in its final form before he's going to make a decision. Now, the lady that says that it's unconstitutional, okay, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
What constitution are we going with? I have no idea.
Whose?
Yeah. And I would say this. Is this one of those things where each municipality can't do their own?
Yeah.
because this is in South St. Louis County that's unincorporated. If it was incorporated, could the police officers just say, get the hell out? And if they could, then why is it unconstitutional for the rest of the county?
It's a pretty rural area, right?
No. It's just we didn't want to be ruled by these fiefdoms. So we were unincorporated. So we have a bigger fiefdom. It makes perfect sense if you think about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. So anyway, if I go to Ladue, I don't see any panhandlers. Okay. And that's a city. It's also one of the wealthiest zip codes in St. Louis.
Ladue.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird. Or Frontenac.
Right. And is panhandling illegal in Ladue?
I don't know. Driving in the wrong car for me seems to be illegal in Ladue. Like I'm scared to drive through there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where am I going with this? I don't think you can have a well-developed home value in this space when you have homeless people everywhere, because nobody wants to see that when they're driving to work. My ass is driving to work. I don't even want to go. And now I've got to give this guy $10. I got to get this other guy $5. Poor girl's pregnant. She's been pregnant again. She just can't seem to figure out reproductive care. I've got to take care of that.
Do you avoid the exit?
I avoid everything possible. Good. I can't stand it. It drives me nuts. And I feel intimidated. Yeah. I feel intimidated. So I guess that I'm good.
I understand that.
How could you not be intimidated when somebody is literally living under an interstate bridge?
Yeah.
And they're crapping down the side of it's just bad.
The liberal in me must be coming out.
I don't know. The weird thing is though, I get the idea that these people need help.
They do.
Okay.
I would like to think nobody wants to do that, but I also don't want them on my corner.
No. So just to paraphrase, I feel bad about homeless people.
It's terrible.
On a real estate perspective, you're ruining the value of homes when you have these people all over the place. Mm-hmm. And I say these people, meaning these people, not the criminals that Larry,
politicians,
not the criminals that Larry made them out to be. I'm not doing that. I'm not labeling them that way. All right.
That was fun.
Yeah. Last one.
Fun. I'm going to send you a sign. I'll take a picture of the sign off the highway.
Now, this is the last thing, and I don't want to. It's the most important thing for me.
This could go on a long time, but we've already been here.
Well, I'm sorry. We won't let it go.
Right.
But the way I want to frame this one is I am Twitter buddies with Lamont. Have been for years. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is he's done something I always wanted to do. And that is he builds infills. Like he builds houses and then he
6 homes a year.
Yeah. And he does. I mean, he does great designs. He also does all the things that you would think people would want in a home. He does the high efficiency furnaces, very, very insulated. He uses foam insulation for everything. And he's in Arkansas. So, these types of construction things are different geographically. So maybe this wouldn't be such a good idea to do in California, but it's great for Arkansas. And he's a guy that's putting his own money out there. Okay. Really, literally just like, hey, I'm going to do it. Now this is who you should be listening to. He's not asking for a handout. No. He's not saying, I want a couch if I fail on this project to sleep on. Okay. He's literally doing the work. Okay.
Yep.
Now the tie in here is I reposted this. Okay. And I said, you should listen to this guy. Because there's all these idiots out there that are like, oh, we need just affordable housing. It's like, you just don't get it.
There's more idiots than that.
Yeah. And so then the thing that got me is realtor.com, who I've not been a friend with, I've not been friendly to.
I'm not friendly to.
Clearly someone read his post. Maybe they saw mine. Okay. But he got into realtor.com. And that's good for him.
My next question. How did he get in?
They were literally reading what somebody is watching me. And
You're an influencer.
Well, I can't do it on looks, so I got to use my brain. Anyway, let's just go through this really quick because I think this is true, and people are missing this.
It's
Says home builder says it's incredibly difficult to profit from a traditional starter home. And so the first thing is, I believe everything can be fixed by the profit motive. I've always believed that. Every single problem on earth can be fixed by a profit motive. If we just had profit motive, it would be fixed. Okay? So when there's a downtown that's destroyed, okay, and no one wants to build there, there's a reason. There's no profit.
There's no profit.
Okay? At the end of the day, if there's no profit in something, no one's going to do it. Now, developers aren't dumb. Okay? They're more than happy to take funds handed to them. They're more than happy to say, this area sucks, and I'd really like you to bankroll me. Still,
I'll develop it.
Still, profit motive. It's just more profit.
It's not a charity.
It says there are around 300,000 fewer starter homes on the market than there were before the COVID pandemic. I don't.
Really?
Yeah. What happened to them? A tornado?
Oh, yeah. Tornado and the roof's not fixed. Got mold.
It says Lamont Gruge thinks he knows why. By the way, I'm going to try and get him on the show.
Yeah, sure.
He might be too big time for me. No offense. I say us. He might be too big time because he's got an article in Realtor.com. You and I have not made it to Realtor.com. Wait, where we're going, we're not going to.
Me.
Yeah.
I don't think they want me.
It says Gruke is a general contractor and builder based in Little Rock, Arkansas, who recently went viral on X for breaking down the cost of building a home and explaining why it simply didn't make fiscal sense for builders to focus on the starter home market. It went viral. I think it's because I reposted it.
Must be.
I'm taking credit here. Everyone else does. Thank you.
You should.
Says, as a home builder who can and does build starter homes, I promise you it's incredibly difficult for me to make money from a 1,000 square foot home. I have a starter home coming up that I hope sells for $253,000. Anything less than I basically work for free. I believe that he would do that. I've seen him build things. I've seen his buildings.
I looked through his stuff.
He makes an effort.
Nice. He makes an effort.
All right.
Nice looking buildings.
In an exclusive, he's got an exclusive interview with Realtor.com. He's only talking to Realtor.com. He won't even talk to us, Mike. He's that big time. Says Groke explains that home builders are grappling with rising material and labor costs, and many costs are fixed regardless of the size of the home, squeezing margins on our smaller floor plans. Now, did you think of it that way?
Yep.
You did?
I did.
Many costs are fixed regarding the size of the house.
Only because a friend of mine is a builder and just went on his own. And he says, if I build a 2,000 square foot or a 4,000 square foot, my budget for the kitchen is pretty tight. It's the framing and things that are doubling.
See,
but the kitchen, the bathroom, that's pretty, whether the size of the house matters, that's pretty much
I had no idea that there was this fixed cost component.
Yeah.
Makes sense now.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
It says nationally starter home prices are on the rise. Between 2019 and 2026, the national median price for a starter home. We have to find out what the definition of a starter home is.
Yep.
And it goes from 256 to 344.
Or is it? What is it?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
It says starter homes are typically smaller than the average property. They're defined by their affordability and are typically priced around 80% or less than one's area median price. That means in Groke's home base of Little Rock, where the median home price is $247,000, a starter home would be priced at $200,000 or less. Well, he's at $235,000 and can't make it. So your numbers are total. Just shot your numbers right. Why would you do that to yourself?
Right.
You literally wrote an article and just shot yourself in the foot.
I love it.
Anyway, it says Groke typically builds between 3 and 6 homes a year. While not all of them fall in the starter home category, he tries to make sure at least a couple projects a year are at that price point. Well, if he only builds 3 houses, a couple normally means 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 to 6.
Right.
Yeah.
I did, but see, then he says the real thing. He says there are costs associated with building any home that make it difficult to justify a starter home project. Many of the contractors he works with charge a flat fee to work on a project regardless of the size of the house.
Yeah.
Well, okay. He said a good example is my electrician. His minimum to show up and wire any home is $6,500. He doesn't care if it's 1,000 square foot or 1,600 square foot home, but the price difference between those two homes can be quite a bit.
I believe that.
Yeah. So what he's saying is like, no matter what, I'm in at 6,500.
Yeah. I can't get somebody else to put a light switch in.
Yeah. He's like, similarly, the plumber isn't doing it based on the size of the home at all. He's looking at it and saying, okay, how deep is it? How far away from the house? He's not saying what size is the house to decide how much to charge me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He says, there are some aspects to building a starter home that do translate to cost savings. You definitely save on material costs of a smaller home and the labor that goes into it. But even then, just because you have a 500 square foot home and you're paying $4 a square foot for framing, it doesn't mean that they're going to want to come out and build it for that price. He says he often encounters meetings where it's like, hey, for us to show up, we want at least 4,000.
A minimum,
so,
right?
Yeah. So
Same
in those,
crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same crew. You got to build them up, pull them off another site to come out.
Yes. Like there's other competition out there.
That makes sense.
Other competition out there.
Yeah.
Says when it comes to materials, there are certain things every home will require, such as a shower system, which affects the price. If you consider a base minimum, even the most basic Delta prefab shower system is what, $600 or $700. It doesn't matter what size the home is. That's true. And I've seen him miss, like not as a criticism. I've seen him miss before on his designs where he'll put so much money into the house.
Yeah.
Okay. That people aren't looking at that stuff. Like I said, the insulation.
Yeah.
Nobody's looking at insulation when they buy a house. His argument is like, look, in 20 years, your cost to operate this is zero. And people are like, oh, I like the color of the wall.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't, he just has never really, he doesn't want to go there. So he won't. At least what I've seen.
Yeah. I see that too.
It says, the costs are impactful for builders like Grulke who operate independently and don't have the buying power that large firms have to negotiate better prices on materials and labor. But the whole thing is he's not going to get he's not going to get a land tract.
No,
he's got no way to get that.
No, he can't go out and buy 100 acres.
No,
doesn't want to.
No, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
It says, but with starter homes, the margin can be much lower. I can think of one example of a home I built. I spent 8 months on it and walked away with $6,000. That was very difficult. And I want to say it happened to me at least twice that I can remember in the last 5 years. And I believe it. He does things like this.
I believe it.
And people are going to say like, oh, he's a bad businessman. He's so stupid. He's not making enough money on his projects. No, if you're really an entrepreneur, you stick your neck out there and sometimes it doesn't work out.
Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work out. And so
fail forward.
Yeah. And then, there's a lot of risk that comes from building a home. And sometimes I think people get frustrated that it seems like the builder is making a ton of money. I can assure you, unless he's building $1 million homes, he's not walking away with a ton of money.
Even if he is building $1 million homes, he might not be.
It says, this is the line. He says he encourages home buyers to purchase a starter home to be realistic about what they can afford and what to expect.
Yeah.
So we don't have a starter problem as much as we have an expectations problem. People want affordable homes, but fight when they're built nearby. Buyers want start home pricing, but not starter home size, finishes, density, or location. Everybody wants the Lexus. Everybody wants to pay Hyundai money.
I say that every day.
I personally own 2 Lexuses and a Toyota.
Good.
And I think they're fantastic cars.
They are.
They're not brand new though. You know why they're not brand new? Because I can't afford a brand new Lexus, but I can afford a used Lexus, and they last forever.
200,000 miles.
I mean, they're just brilliant vehicles.
Yeah.
So just where I would put this at is stop with asking about starter homes. No, it's done. That ship has sailed.
They don't want them.
And to me, it's very insulting. This idea of a starter home in the first place.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Why do we want to start our home even? Why? It's not a house hack.
No.
It's not.
No. It's not going to appreciate like another house.
That's the problem. You build a whole neighborhood of 500 square foot houses, affordable living, and put guidelines on that. Ugh.
Yeah. That drives me crazy.
That is not, and I do not want this to be poor people commit crimes. No. Everyone commits crimes. Okay? The amount of money has nothing to do with the level of crime. I've just, that narrative has been in my life for too long. It's over.
It's over.
Okay. People that commit crimes are criminals, no matter where they are. Done. Just done with that.
Anywhere.
So stupid. Oh, you're poor, so you should be a criminal. No, that's not how this works. Anyway,
we need good people, good communities, good
social factor. I mean, you raise your kid in this society and you have him drive by the homeless dude, okay, who's not paying taxes, right? What are they going to what if my kid wants to grow up to be a professional panhandler? Is there a school for that now? Should we have one?
Should we have one?
I mean, it's almost an art.
There is, for sure.
I'm not joking either. I know it seems like I'm joking, but they've got an influencer career there at ASU, right?
They do. You
can go to college.
Be an influencer.
You can go into debt for what, $75,000?
It was 141 for all 4 years.
Okay, so you can go into debt for $141,000 to become an influencer.
Yeah, and 10% make.
I know this is way too far out. But what if we said, you know what, you can panhandle all you want to, okay? You just have to report your earnings, okay, daily, and then we get a cut, because we need to fix a park or
security, right?
Build some woman's roof. We got things we need to be doing with this money, and I want to see the book. I think some of these people are coming away pretty good.
I think they make good money.
I
honestly think they make good money.
I'm sure there's the ones that are like off. Okay, their wiring's like fried, and it's just it's a problem.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But there's people out there that are not stupid. Okay.
$1, $5 all day long.
Yeah. No tax. No tax on tips.
No tax on tips. What do you make? $500 a day? I'm not going to make $500 today.
No, and like you go work at McDonald's and they're going to take money out for taxes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I got straight cash. I can do a lot with straight cash. Yeah. They're living on a cash environment. They don't need credit.
No.
Dave Ramsey talks about that all the time.
Oh no. Not a fan.
All right, look. The goal today was to kind of push out
of our comfort zone.
Out of our comfort zone
from the government.
Mike knows all about this, these bonds. He knows about Scottsdale. And if you would want to buy a house in Scottsdale, I can't think of a better person to call than Mike. I mean, think about it.
Thank you.
He's been there for like 15 years.
10 years. 11 years.
Well, you went to school there, though. If you take 11 and maybe you went to school for 4 years, let's just call it 15.
I love it. I love it here.
I mean, you didn't hear him bash the city. Not once. I think that's a good thing. I try not to bash where I live. I try. They make it very difficult. But I think if you want to live
sometimes.
Look, if you want to go buy a house in the city, I can show you spots in the city to buy.
Yeah.
I can show you the value spots. I can show you the rich spots, whatever you want to do. You want to live in the county, I can show you where to live in the county. It's not hard. It's what I do.
You know the area. It's not my job. I'm not here to sell you what I like. I'm here to get you where you want.
Absolutely. So let me do that there. So with that, I'm going to head out. I want to thank you all for watching. Mike, thank you for hanging out with me today. I know we went long, but I didn't have a closing, so I didn't have to cut it short. And hopefully, I've given you that little extra kick to get to that 4 more hours or whatever it is. They have a hamburger.
Oh, to eat? See, I'm not even thinking about it.
Oh no, I am. I'm going to go eat something right now. Anyway, thank you again. Look, next week I feel bad about this. I'm declaring we will be on our new streaming software. I'm declaring it. It will be because I declared it so.
Okay.
Which is really crazy and stupid on my part. But I've had enough.
That's life.
Yes.
We're live. That's why we do what we do.
If you do see like a show come up, I know all of our followers, if you guys do see a show like in the middle of the night with me in the dark, that's just me testing. The show is always Thursdays at 1. Just testing.
And I'm free to, I'll log on too. Let me know.
All right. Well, thanks again, Mike. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you next